I remember a couple of weeks ago, we passed the like 800 mark or something. I remember I looked in the list of, leads, client opportunities that we generate for you guys specifically from our campaigns.
Yeah.
And I think we're actually like 900 now. So just
Mhm.
900 new clients, coming through our funnels. And I was like, wow, you guys are truly the rock star clients here. Working with a couple people, but no one's hit that 900 mark yet. So I just wanted to say, like, congratulations on that.
It's hard. It takes time for it to evolve.
Hmm.
So I think we're initially in the first year or two. I think it moves pretty quickly.
Yes, it
I think
does. Yeah, yeah, you're right. The first few months, I think the first month was like a real setup month for us, but I think ever since the first month, it's been pretty consistent results.
pretty consistent.
Like I don't think we've had a month where I had to say, "Hey, Gary, we don't have any results." I think every month it's been like
Yeah.
results after results, and it's been
I'm really looking. I'm really interested to see this thing that we did with the injectables and
100%.
doubling our budget.
Yep.
I'm real curious to see, does that really turn into 80 leads, or I'm watching real close right now because I'm really quite curious to see because if it does, then it just tells me that when we're really trying to push something, we really
Yep.
you need to really push the dollars.
100%. And I was going to ask that. I was going to say, that was one of the most successful campaigns that we've had in a while. I remember in 7 days, I think we had like 20. No, it was crazy. I think in
It
seven
was
days we
crazy.
had. Yeah.
It
So
just
tell me a little
crazy
bit
all
about
of a
those
sudden.
results.
And those customers, for the most part, once we've got them, it seems with injectables that once you've got them scheduled, they're pretty good about showing up. It's not
Yep.
like in the hair or something like that where you get 10 leads and you follow up with, and you get maybe two or three people that you've connected with and set up an appointment, and then all of a sudden when the appointment gets there, they cancel out on you or something like that.
Yeah.
So the injectables, it's more like you book it, man, and they're there.
Yeah.
And
It's been crazy. Yeah.
well, and if I think part of it goes too with you've got a doctor involved, and the doctor, we charge a consultation of $100,
Right.
and then that consultation goes towards your service.
Hmm.
But once you paid your $100, people they show up.
Yeah.
It's not like we're in the hair business or the spa.
Yeah, I'm really happy that that campaign has done what it's done for you guys. And I was pretty happy to hear that call the other day that you gave me saying, hey, like, let's boost up the budget. Just,
Well, I'm really curious because, man, if that's what it is, it's the case of budget, then I'm going to throw a lot at it and kind of pull back elsewhere because
yeah.
for me, that's high margin.
Yep.
It's new people.
Hmm.
I'm trying to develop that side of the business, which it comes with the lasers, which is a tough slog.
Yep.
And if I can get people in there that do injectables, well, then what happens is I have a good, there's not as much pressure financially.
Yep.
And not only that, those people are the kind of people that will look at some of these other things, some
Hmm.
of these other alternatives, like when it comes to different skin treatments or weight treatments or health
Yeah. You just
suggestions.
send them through your whole funnel. Once you get them in for one thing, now they become, the lifetime value is great because it's not only the one service, they're in the ecosystem now and they're seeing everything.
Right. And I would say that anybody that's using injectables has got money.
Yep. We haven't talked about this in a really long time, but I was just going to ask, like, before signing on with us, what would you say were some of the challenges that you guys were facing before? Like, I know you guys went through another marketing agency who obviously doesn't need to be named because we don't want to talk,
Yeah.
defame
That,
anyone. But just, asking, like, what kind of challenges did you guys face before you guys signed on with us?
I think our problem was, we'd get every week or a month, every month we get the report that said, this, and this, and this. Well, those reports I can't, I take with a real grain of, salt.
Yeah,
I really, they're pretty easy to put together. They're easy to manipulate, and
100%.
yeah, and it really tells me nothing.
Hmm.
Um, what tells me is how many people are coming through the door,
Yep.
and I really felt that we were doing our part. And I think initially there was a lot of enthusiasm on the other side, but I think that that person began to rely totally on. I think they had a jump initially when they did the AI. It was getting harder and harder to determine
Where
whether
it was
those
coming
people
from.
were coming. Yeah, when those people came through the door,
Yeah.
and we tried for a while. For a while we had somebody monitor that whenever they came in. Somebody at the front desk. Well, where did you hear about? And we tried to keep some numbers and stuff, but the front desk has got their own issues.
Yeah,
And
no, for sure. And I think that was something that we were, we came in day one and we are like, hey, this is a problem. I remember you telling me that from day one. Hey, like we had a marketing company doing this, but we couldn't tell if the leads or the results were coming from them or they were coming from, you guys do other things as well, right? You have billboards and you have social media, and you just couldn't tell where they were coming from. And that was something that we said on day one. It's like, hey, here's a simple solution, right? Every time someone comes from our funnel, you will get an email, and we have a dedicated list of people who came directly from us. So that, it didn't come from anywhere else.
right.
Um, so yeah, and that was definitely a big I feel like it was an easy solution. And I was kind of surprised that, the other guys hadn't figured that out already. I'm glad that we could have came in and, moved into like a different direction. I'm sure everybody is good at their own things, but I'm glad that we could come in and, fix some of those problems that maybe you were facing before. So, and obviously it's been good. I think we're going on like, I want to say we're going on like 13 months here.
Hmm.
I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's been that long. So
Yeah, it's been a little
yeah,
over a year, right?
it's been a little
Yeah,
over a
it's
year.
a lot of leads, and I'm thinking, that's the other part of it too. Is I don't think that a lot of salons do a lot of marketing. For the most part, people have struggled. I think. I don't think it's been
Yeah,
easy.
I would say that because, a lot of, like you were saying just a bit ago, a lot of people they don't really understand that they're not even scraping the surface when they just post on social media or rely on referrals. It's like they haven't really unlocked what you guys have unlocked with that, like, kind of, client opportunities on demand where, you can invest a certain amount and get a certain back. They kind of just I see it a lot, even not in only medical spas, but in other businesses as well. Just like relying on like organic methods and kind of hoping
Mm.
for the best is like it's
Yeah,
pretty common. So
yeah,
yeah, I mean, you guys are it's an advantage, like you said, in your space where in Kelowna, not a lot of people are willing to put the budget towards marketing, and you guys can kind of monopolize the market because you are willing to. So you just beat out everyone else.
yeah. We like to think that.
I would say
So,
so. Based on the numbers that you see every month, I will say, like, I won't lie, like you guys are rock star clients. Like, based on the numbers of client opportunities you see every month, it it has to be that way. Like you're just taking over the market in your area.
yeah.
Okay, so the last thing I want
Okay.
to ask before we transition is like, what would you say to, spas out there that are struggling to generate new clients right now? They're relying on referrals, they're relying on social media posting, and we have a couple people right now that are currently thinking about signing on with our system. Like, what advice would you say? What would you say to them based on your experience?
Well, I feel like I'm getting real results from you guys. So from you, and I think that it's good that I feel like I can talk to you just about any time I need to talk to somebody. Like if something doesn't feel right or I think we need to move in this direction, you're pretty
Mhm.
flexible.
Of
And not
course.
only that, it's your company, and I think that direct contact is important.
Hmm.
I think it's a commitment when you look at the marketing piece. I think right from the very beginning we said We can do a series of different things. We could do some advertising in magazines. We could do some advertising on the radio. We could do whatever, but we basically tried to do a little bit of forward thinking and kind of went like, no, really, it's about social media.
Yep.
And because of that, we said, okay, listen, if social media is it, then that's where our advertising money is going to go. We're not going to go into anything else. I don't want to do a hodgepodge kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it was social media. And if I'm going to do social media, I need to see results, and I need to, on my side, be committed. And
Yep.
that's committed in terms of financially, committed in terms of supplying content, committed in terms of trying different new things and different things that are in that particular area that might work for us. And I guess it was always our target that if anybody ever Googled anything or did whatever on the internet when they come to town and stuff like that, because we tend to be a touristy area. If anybody comes to town or something like that, then we're going to be in the top three.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a pile of salons here in this town. If I
Yep.
said there were 100 salons here in this town, I probably wouldn't even cover them all.
Right.
So there are a pile of them. And when summer comes around, and that's when it gets difficult, that the advertising needs to be consistent. I felt that it needs to be monthly.
Mm-hmm.
And every month, and you need to designate a certain amount of money that goes. It can't be you're there 1 month and then you're not there for 2 months and then you come back for another month. By
Mm-hmm.
being there consistently, I think anytime you Google anything here in Kelowna, will appear in either first, second, or third.
And that's huge. It's really
And
huge.
that's huge, especially when you have 100,000 people coming every summer that most don't have a clue. And so the first thing they do when they get to town is Google, and look at the results and bang, make an appointment.
Mm-hmm.
We want to make sure that we get more than our share of those clients.
Yeah,
They
for
tend to
sure.
be pretty wealthy people.
And that's always the goal, and I have calls all day with spa owners. Like I'm always on calls all day, and that was kind of like one of the things. I'm like, you can hear it from one of our current clients now who's obviously seen the benefits of our service. I just, we love to get that real feedback to say, hey, like, are you seeing results from the program? Would you
Yeah.
recommend it to the next person? And it's good to hear that you are seeing results, you are happy with the way we're running things, and that you do recommend it to the
Yeah.
next medical spa.
Yeah, absolutely. Just not any of our competitors.
Just not anyone in the area, right?
Yeah,
Just not anyone in the area. Okay, for
because I
sure. So
know we've got but it's an investment, and it's like, and I find that with just about anybody that we
Mhm.
deal with is that it's about relationships, and the relationships are investments,
Right.
and they're critical if you want to be successful. Absolutely critical. You can't come into this town and just think you're going to open up your doors and all of a sudden people are going to come. It just doesn't happen.